Welcome to Order Militaris Radio TV, and we're lifelong Catholics. And what we do is all for free, and for the love of Jesus Christ, and for Holy Mother, the Church. And we'll defend our Holy Mother, the Church. We have made it to day 7 of the Artsakh Genocide, and we have a professor from University of California has put together a report, and they'll be sharing from that, and also any news on the ground. Welcome, Brother Alexis.
Thank you, AJ, for having me on your unique apostolate, Ordo Militaris Radio TV, where as a member of our order Ordo Militaris Catholicus, you talk about all things in the light of the Christian faith. Now, we're doing this series on Artsakh Genocide because our organization, founded in 2016, is dedicated to the defense of Christians who are persecuted for their faith around the world. And through our corporation in Montana, Ordo Militaris, we have been helping Armenians since the year 2020. And we're doing this series to promote our Armenian refugee fund. So you're going to see this video on our Buy Me a Coffee fundraise page and at our corporate site, ordomilitaris.us. And I ask you to like, share this program and to be generous in your help for the Armenian refugees. We're the, I think, first organization to start a humanitarian appeal, even before they started coming over the border. And what is the latest statistics on how many have made it to safety in Armenia?
There is over 6,000 who have made it to Armenia. And while the others were getting ready to leave, they were gassing up their cars and vehicles, and there was a massive and major explosion. Hundreds were injured, and 100 were killed instantly from the blast.
Yeah, this is a horrible tragedy. It took place at Stepanakert,
yeah.
And it's not certain what caused it, but perhaps in the absolute terror of fleeing the genocide, gasoline was splashing all over the place and someone dropped a cigarette, or others are saying that the Russians did it or the Azeris did it. And so now there's a great need for medical assistance in the hospital of Stepanakert. There's just too many burn victims. Last statistic I saw, it was like over 290 burn victims. And how that help will get to them, I don't know. Do we have it? There is these pictures being shared everywhere of the highway down the Lakan corridor, which is a 2-lane road, now has 3 lanes of traffic headed into Armenia. Is there any way to get humanitarian into the Artsakh Republic? Are they allowing helicopters or the Red Cross in by other roads?
They're not allowing helicopters, but they're allowing the Red Cross to come in, but don't know if there's any other roads into Artsakh that they're allowed to use.
Do we have any information about humanitarian aid arriving in Artsakh from the bordering nations of Turkey or Iran or Georgia?
No, just trucks were finally allowed to enter as for whatever reason, Aliyev softened his stance to let trucks in and people out.
Do you think this has anything to do with the visit by the U.S. Representative, was that Samantha Power? I think she's from the Secretary of State.
Could be.
Okay, so let's get to this very detailed, wonderful report put out by this professor in Southern California. You can read his name and a link to this report.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the show notes of this page, which you can find on, what channels are you putting this video, AJ?
Rumble, Odyssey, YouTube, and Buy Me a Coffee, and whatever else you put in it.
And ordo-militaris.net, which is AJ's radio and TV channel. Okay, go ahead.
So this is on-the-ground reports from the journalists and sources in Artsakh. Evidence in September 19, 2023, of an unfolding genocide by Kavork and Abazajon professor of physics and astronomy, University of California, Irvine. Update 11 p.m. Pacific time, September 25th, 2023. And yeah, he just released it with new info last night. And here's his summary. Then we'll get into the details of it. The situation on the ground in Artsakh since September 19th is deeply alarming, with reports of large-scale assaults in villages resulting in the estimated massacre of thousands of civilians, including beheading of children in front of their parents. In a horrifying display, captures of Azeri's social media have been found to offer bounties for decapitated heads, ears of Armenian children. Furthermore, there are reports of all males over 14 being rounded up into villages in Stefankirk. Attacks on civilians are numerous and have been corroborated by geolocation confirmed video footage showing Azerbaijani soldiers firing on homes. Civilian infrastructure is also under attack, with bombs causing extensive damage. Disturbingly, there are reports suggesting that there exists an Azerbaijani kill list comprising of 400 to 1,000 leaders and media figures, including U.S. citizens in Artsakh.
This is right up there with the Nazi regime. This is worse. This is worse than any kind of pogrom that was perpetrated in the Second World War in the Ukraine.
Yeah. So if they go after and kill U.S. citizens, and if we had a true U.S. president, there would be nothing left of Azerbaijan. That would be a declaration of war against us, and we would not let them live.
What's next on his observation and media reports?
Yeah, so okay, okay, let's we already did those, yeah, right here. Family executed when refusing to flee in yikes. Vardazor Arovat. Naurin Kiraskos son, one of the residents of Vardazor village in Marikert region, told Arovat that although the village was evacuated, there were residents who refused to leave the village. Then we learned that Azerbaijanis entered the village and shot a family in their house. They were husband and wife. Azerbaijanis ordered the husband to leave the house. They refused. They killed him on the spot. Then the son of the murdered people came to take his parents. He didn't know that they were killed. The Azerbaijanis killed him right in the car, said our interlocutor.
So this is what, this just totally unmasks Azeri propaganda that the Armenians in the Artsakh region will be allowed to integrate as good Armenian. What they mean by integrate is buried.
Yeah. Then there's 2 reports of beheadings of children, including in front of their parents. Beheading of an Artsakh soldier, Razmik Kachatarin. And yeah. Okay.
This is terrible.
Yeah. Okay, we told you about that stuff. Yeah, come on. Where's you at? Where you at? Um, and in this, in the report, you can see a video report of the tortures and killings of Armenian Artsakh citizens. So here we have the first reports of any Artsakh soldiers members killed, 500 dead, and 600 missing. And they took about that many with them to the grave.
Mhm. Do you know how big the Artsakh forces were before the attack began?
They're keeping that a secret.
Is the missing meaning they were killed in action or they fled to the mountains?
Either or.
Mm.
Yeah. Here's another terrorist executed civilians with a shovel.
Would he beat them?
In World War One fashion.
I've seen on social media a Zeri post suggesting that Armenians should be cut up in pieces and roasted and put in wrapped in Lebanese bread and put on shish kebab.
Yeah. Okay. Really? Okay. Forgive me, folks. I got it. I'm going to read this transcript that they just translated. Victim 1. They are neither giving the body of the other one. Victim 1. Nor I can find this one or Pogos. Reporter. A son of this Artsakh woman fell while protecting homeland. Reporter. Two servicemen sons are surrounded. Reporter. One of her grandchildren died due to the bombardment of the enemy. Reporter. One is missing, the other heavily wounded. Reporter is in the Artsakh Medical Center in Stefangirk. Reporter. The enemy doesn't allow the body of the 23-year-old son. Reporter. To be brought down from the trenches. Reporter. They told the mother the enemy beheaded their son. Victim 1. They went to help take him out, but they saw. They shoot him in front of their eyes. He fell and died. And then they cut his neck. Reporter. They still couldn't take out the body of this woman's 10-year-old grandchild from one of the villages in Artsakh. They promised from Red Cross to go after the bodies in the coming days. Victim 1. All the bodies are still in the village. Whoever died there. All the bodies still remain in the village. Reporter. Is their 8-year-old grandchild alive? Reporter. On the day of the bloody ethnic cleansing of Armenians, neighbors saw him and told the grandmother that he escaped during the bombings. Some said maybe the Azeris took him away. Victim. One says this, the other says another thing. So we don't know what we can do to find him. They're not saying anything. There is nothing. Reporter. For the past 2 days, the Ombudsman Office and other governmental institutions have received more than 600 calls. People report about their missing relatives asking to help find them. Victim 2. Red Cross said to come back later if I have news. Reporter. The day this man from Ashkelon desperately went to the Ombudsman and the Red Cross offices again, he saw his wife in the video spread in Azerbaijani Telegram channels. Victim 2. Turks took my wife away. She's in Agdam, or I don't know where she is. He saw 3 other women and a man from the village in the videos. His wife is wounded. She had 2 blast injuries on her side and 1 on her leg. The Artsakh Ombudsman Office is receiving distressing reports regarding Azerbaijani terrorism against the peaceful population of Artsakh. They are encouraging in the Azerbaijani Telegram channels to find the missing, to kill, torture, and rape them.
What a chilling transcript.
Mhm. All the children in this Hassana Gabar village are beheaded. Oh. Oh my. Huh? Because of the Azerbaijani military, blockades of roads of no possibility to access what has occurred in remote villages, or to evacuate the wounded or retrieve those killed. We are still operating in a blackout as of September 22nd.
The Armenian refugee appeal, organized by our Montana Corporation, is, as far as we know, the only appeal currently in the world for Armenian refugees coming from Artsakh, and certainly the only one run by Catholics in the world. I don't think even Catholic Charities is mobilized yet. The genocide and ethnic cleansing of Artsakh is the greatest crime against humanity in the 21st century. This is an unprovoked attack. This is a genocide of the entire Christian people from their native land where they've been living for at least 7,000 years. If we Christians remain silent, we are condemned as hypocrites. If we don't do anything to help them, where is our charity? This is far worse than the man beat up on the side of the road that the priest and the Levite passed by, but the Samaritan helps. If Christ condemned a priest and a Levite for passing by on the other side of the road for one condemned man, what will he say of our generation if we do nothing to help these 120,000 Christians? So I ask you to like and share this video with all your friends by email and all social media platforms, and please consider a generous donation to our humanitarian fund, which will be distributed to only registered charities in Armenia that are helping these refugees.
Yep. And yesterday I wrote to the Armenian Catholic churches in the United States. And right after I wrote the first one in Boston, they had a surprise visitor, either Azeri or Israeli, posted on their billboard outside with a note saying Artsakh is dead.
So we have to be more quick to do good than wicked are to do evil. And this is a challenge for our generation. We hope you step up.
This is Auto Military Video TV signing off. Deus Volt.
Yes, well.